You have to be able to accept constructive criticism, and you have to be able to act on it as well. Don't just take someone's advice. Don't just waste people's time asking for all this great advice or asking for feedback and asking for constructive criticism, and you're not going to put it into use. What's the point? You've just wasted their time and you've just wasted your time. Welcome back, guys, to season 2 of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. I am your host, Eboni Stiff, and I am back for season 2. I have missed you guys so much, and I am happy to be back here sharing things with you, going through life with you, and just catching up. So if you cannot see me, I am wearing my black pajamas with hearts all over them. I'm just so in love with myself tonight. So that is the inspiration for my pajamas. What pajamas are you guys wearing tonight? What are you wearing as you're listening to this episode? Drop it below in the comments. I would love to read it. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about what it takes to be successful. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because I see a lot of things happening around me and a lot of people have questions, and we all have what it takes inside of us to be successful, right? So I just want to share some things that I've been through to give you some words of encouragement, to give you some direction, and hopefully you are inspired by what you hear tonight. Okay, so it's in no particular order. I'm just going to tell you things that I've been through that have helped me be successful, and hopefully it helps you be successful. The first thing is you have to determine that you want to be successful. Nobody can determine that for you. It's something that you have to do on your own. You have to make up in your mindset that you want to be successful in whatever it is. Once you do that, once you make it up in your mind that you want to be successful, there's no stopping you. There is no stopping you. You're going to go after it. You're going to seek after it. You're going to do everything that you can possibly do to be successful. Another thing that it's going to take to be successful, you are going to have to learn how to be a follower. Ooh, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to believe that they're a follower. We are all followers of something, of someone in our lives. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. And if you have a leader, or if you're following someone that says they're a leader and they don't follow anyone, they don't get direction from anyone, they don't follow anything, that is not the person that should be leading you. It's just not. Okay? I follow my pastor. I follow my mother. I even follow, believe it or not, my children. The age does not determine how smart they are, what you can learn from them. You can learn something from someone if you're open to it. So being a follower is not a bad thing. Like, it's okay to be a follower. We all need to follow something, get direction from something, and that will help you be successful. Let me tell you, I'll give you an example. So if you notice, I have a new microphone. Correct? I sound better. I should. I've tested it and I think it sounds better than season 1. But what happened is I followed the direction of the creator of the Live Podcast Network, which is where my podcast is streamed through, right? So she listened to my podcast. She determined that, hey, it's great. However, the sound could be better. I was like, okay, what should I do? What can I do? I followed her direction. And I took the steps necessary to take, that I needed to take, so that I could be successful in this podcast. Because even though the message is important to me, and I thought I was doing great, right? I thought I had a good microphone. I thought I sounded good, but I had to follow the direction of someone else to know that it could be better. Okay. And then that leads me into my next point. You have to be able to accept constructive criticism. And you have to be able to act on it as well. Don't just take someone's advice. Don't just waste people's time asking for all this great advice or asking for feedback and asking for constructive criticism, and you're not going to put it into use. What's the point? You've just wasted their time and you've just wasted your time. So if you're going to want to do things your way, you're not open to constructive criticism, you're not open to making changes, you're not open to things that are new, guess what? You're not going to be successful, and you're just going to be stuck in the same place that you are, because you're not even open to, number one, being a follower of direction. You're not open to making necessary changes. So what are you really doing? Take the time and ask yourself that. What am I really doing? If I'm going to get mad because someone is correcting me, if I'm not going to make the necessary changes that I need to make, then do I really want to be successful? Do you really want to be successful if you're not willing to just do those three things that I named? If you're not, then just stay where you are, stop wasting people's time, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine, but you won't be as successful as you can be. Another thing, once you reach a certain point in your goals, in your success, and you think like, "Oh, I figured it all out," you're not going to be successful. You're not going to continue to be successful, because there's always something to learn. There's always something new. There's always something that you could be doing to help you grow in whatever area it is that you want to be successful in. So, let's take real estate, for example, because I do real estate as well, right? So the laws are always changing, things are always happening, and I have to make sure that I'm able to sit down, read, take classes, talk to other people, so that I can learn and continue to grow and continue to be successful in this business, in that area of my life, which is real estate. So within real estate, I have to understand that there's always something else I could be doing to be better. And if I'm better, that in turn is going to lead into me being better for my clients, for my buyers, for my sellers. So for me to be the best person that I can be, I have to know that things are always changing. I have to know that I'm going to always be learning something. Learning does not stop once you reach a certain level. There's always something new going on. There's always something new going on. And even within real estate, I learn from my peers. I don't know everything. I'm a follower in that as well. I'm also a leader in that aspect too. So I understand the difference. And you will learn that as well. You will learn the difference when you continue to grow, when you continue to be successful. Another way to be successful is my next point, knowing when to lead and knowing when to follow. So important. So important. If you're not a leader, that is okay. You don't have to be a leader to be successful. However, if you are a leader, then you need to take that role and you need to lead and help others get to where you are. And that is going to help you as well, because how rewarding and how fulfilling is that to be a leader in a certain area of your life, recognize that you are a leader in that particular area, and bring someone along with you and teach someone the way. Because guess what? When you're in the following position, someone has to teach you the way and someone has to bring you along. So don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be a gatekeeper. That's not going to help you be so successful if you don't want to bring someone along with you, if you don't want to teach someone the way, because you had to learn. So when you're a leader, lead appropriately, and don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be out here lying to people. Don't be out here telling people, "Oh, I did this and I did that," and it's not true. And don't take advantage of people. Take your role as a leader. So it's so important. Take it serious and treat people how you want to be treated and how you wanted to be treated when you were in the follower position. Okay, that is going to help you be so successful, because people want to learn and people want to know, how did you do it? So show them, teach them. For example, I said I was going to give you examples about me and what I've been doing. For example, I'm also a bail bondsman. What have I decided to do? People have decided that they want to learn how to do that. And I was like, okay, no problem. I will teach y'all how to do it. I don't have a problem with that because what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. So in that role, I'm a leader. I know what it takes to be a bail bondsman. I've been successful at it for 14 years now. And I don't have a problem gatekeep. I don't have a problem teaching you. I am not a gatekeeper. Okay. I am not a gatekeeper. So what did I do? I set up classes. I made it affordable, $7.99. And I do offer a mentorship at the end of that, which is still affordable, more one-on-one training. But to get you started, I do not mind leading you down the right path, giving you the right information that you need so that you could be successful in that field too. And then hopefully once you become successful in that field, you will teach somebody else. You will become a leader. You will not be a gatekeeper, and you will continue to be successful because people will want to learn from you. When you're genuine, when you have a pure heart, people will want to learn from you. Another way to be successful. Listen, I give all glory and all thanks to God. I give time to God. I go to church. I spend time in my Bible. I have a journal that I use, that I go through, a weekly journal, spiritually led journal that I complete because I know that without God in my life, I would not be here talking to you right now. So I make time for God because I always want him to make time for me. I don't use God as a tool. Oh, I need something. Let me pray about it. Oh, it's going to happen. I don't use him as a magician. I don't. So for my success, I make time for God because he has blessed me. He continues to bless me. Through my blessings, I'm able to bless other people so I can give God my time. I go to church on Sundays. I go to church on Wednesdays. I'm not saying I'm there every Sunday or every Wednesday. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I take time and I give back to God through my time, through my tithes, and through my offerings. That is so important to me. So that is another thing that I believe will help you be successful. It's what's helped me be successful. Another thing that is going to help you be successful is your support system. You need a great support system. You need people who are not going to steal from you. You need people that are going to be honest with you. And you need people that are not afraid to tell you, no, that is not a good idea. If you have a bunch of yes men and women around you, forget it. Just forget it. Because all your ideas are not going to be great. Everything that you do is not going to be correct. And if you don't have people that are strong enough around you to tell you when things are not right, when things are wrong, when you should be moving in a different direction, then you are not going to be successful. And they're not going to be successful either. You do not want people around you that's just going to agree with everything you say. That's insane. That is insane. So when you're thinking about your support system and you're thinking about people that you want in your life, that you want to take on the journey with you, that you want to grow with you, pick people that are not afraid of you. Pick people that are not afraid to look you in your eye and say, girl, man, however you identify, you are wrong. And this is the way that it should be done. And then you have to be willing to accept that. So it goes back even to what I said previously when I said you have to be able to take correction. So don't put people in your life who are going to tell you the right thing to do and then you're not willing to accept it. Okay? So that is so important because I don't want to bring an idea to someone and they're all the time, yes, that's great, that's great, that's great. No, it's not great. And I have to be willing to accept that honest feedback because there were times where I was like, ooh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And my friends were like, no, that's a bad idea. And I had to listen. And it was a bad idea. Sometimes I didn't want to listen. I had to be like, Lord, is this? But they were right because they want to be successful and they want you to be successful. So you have to believe that those people are not going to tell you something wrong. Now you have to know the difference between constructive criticism and somebody that's just hating on your idea, because those people are out there too. And I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who genuinely have your best interest at heart and they are giving you correct advice. Those are the people that you want to listen to. Another way to continue to be successful and to get there, when you share your success with others, know that some people are not going to like it. Some people are not going to like you for no reason. They're not going to like what you're doing, and that is okay. What you have to do is respond to the people that do like what you're doing, that do support what you're doing. You want to focus your energy on the positive things. There are going to be people who say negative things no matter what you do. They're going to find something wrong with whatever you're doing. It's all over the internet. It's all over social media. We see it every day. We see it all the time. For the life of me, I cannot understand why people take so much time to respond to negative things and negative comments when they want positive energy and positive things. So, if you want positive things and you want positive energy, then be conscious about what you're responding to and what you're giving your time to. If it's something negative, if it's just a hater out there, why are you even talking to them? They're not in your circle. They don't want to see you succeed. They just want to be negative. They're just doing their job. And you giving it energy doesn't help your cause. It's not going to help you be successful. So stop it. Stop it. Respond to people who are speaking positively to you, who are speaking life into your vision, and who want to see you succeed. And I promise you, you will be successful. Another thing to help you be successful, you have to celebrate yourself along the way. Celebrate the small things, celebrate the small wins, because those small wins turn into big wins, and you never know who's watching. You never know who wants to be there to help you succeed, to help you be successful. So celebrate yourself along the way. It's okay to give yourself a pat on the back. It's okay to say, you know what, I did that and I'm proud of myself, and I don't care what anybody else says. So take time for you, take time to celebrate yourself, take time to celebrate the people who came along with you and stuck it out with you as well to help you reach your goals to be successful. Make sure you're doing those things because that's important. Nobody's going to love you better than you love yourself. So love yourself and show yourself that you love yourself. Show you whatever that is, whatever it is for you that helps you feel good about yourself, make sure you do it. It's so important. Make sure you are taking time for yourself and for the people who have helped you along the way. You cannot forget about them. They are just as important as you are, and they are important to whatever it is that you want to be successful at. All right, so I have two more things that I want to leave you with in reference to being successful and what it takes to be successful. The next thing that I want to leave you with to help you be successful is to understand that it's going to cost you time and it's going to cost you money. Okay, notice I didn't say it's going to cost you a lot of money. I just said it's going to cost you some money. And the example that I want to give for myself is getting trademarked. I officially trademarked Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. I'm excited about it. It's mine. I own it. Nobody can take it from me. And it didn't cost me a lot of money. I researched what I needed to do because I did look into trying to hire an attorney. It was just too expensive. It's not something that was in my budget at the time, but I knew that this was something important to me that I wanted to be successful at. So I seek counsel. I was able to take correction. I went on YouTube. I went on the website, and it took me a lot of time to figure out how to do it, but I did it, and it didn't cost me a lot of money because I just went directly to the source. I paid the filing fees, and I continued to follow up until the goal was attained. And the goal for me in this point was to obtain the trademark for Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. So notice I said, again, I'm going to reiterate, it didn't cost a lot of money. Do what you can do with what you have, and you will be successful. You may think things cost a lot of money, and then if you can't afford it, that's okay. I was not willing to spend that type of money for the trademark when I knew there was a way that I could possibly do it cheaper. And it was so much more rewarding, honestly, because I did it myself. So there are ways that you can do things where it doesn't cost you a lot of money and you could still reach your goal. So figure out what that is if you don't have the money to do it. If you have the money to do it and you want to spend it, by all means, do that. But just know, whatever it is, it's gonna cost you money. Uncle Sam's gonna get his money. The state gonna get their money. The city, the government, somebody's got to get paid for what you want to do. So just know that it is gonna cost you some money, and that is perfectly fine. The last thing that I want to leave you with to be successful is to definitely, can you guess what it is? Can you guess? I'll give you a couple seconds to guess what it is. The very last thing that I'm going to leave you with that is everything I think is important. Okay, you ready? Have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. No one wants a successful, unhappy person. Be happy. Have fun. Enjoy it. Find your why and keep going. Even on days where you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, you feel like giving up, be happy that you made it as far as you made it and keep going. Keep going. We need you. We need your ideas. The world needs more happy people. So be happy about what you're doing and keep doing what you're doing. All right? It could be worse, but it's something you chose to be successful in. So be happy and be successful. And I look forward to seeing you guys for the rest of the season. Tonight has been great. I hope you learned something. I hope you're inspired to go be great and to continue to be successful and just know that you could do it. Okay. So 2025, I'm looking forward to the success stories. That's all I want to see. I want to see you guys responding to people who are being positive to you. I want to see you guys seeking counsel, seeking leadership, being a follower when you need to be a follower, all the things that we talked about tonight. All right. So 2025 is our year to be successful, and we're going to do it. We're not going to be gatekeepers. And I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks. Bye, guys. I know that didn't sound good. I can't sing, but I just wanted to do it. So good night, y'all. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. You can find me bi-weekly on the Alive Podcast Network or anywhere that you listen to your podcast. Until next time, speak now and never hold your peace.